French à la carte présente le cours du jour, poser une question. How to ask a question. Alors, comment poser une question en français? How to ask a question in French? Well, il existe deux sortes de questions. There are two types of questions. One, une question fermée, a closed question. We answer by oui or non. For example, tu veux aller au cinéma avec moi? Est-ce qu'il aime la glace à la fraise? Allez-vous à Paris cet été? Two, une question ouverte, an open question. We answer with some information. For example, tu fais quoi? Quand est-ce que tu pars à Paris? Où allez-vous? Maintenant, il existe trois façons de poser une question. Three ways to ask a question. One, de manière informelle, familière. Informal way. Par exemple, tu fais quoi? Il vient quand? Comment ça va? Grammatically speaking, those questions are incorrect. Yes, incorrect. But many people will talk like this. So there is no rule, actually. Usually we put the sentence in a normal order, okay? And we add the question word at the end, if there is one, mostly. Two, with est-ce que. It's like the do in an English question. So for the first question, which is a closed question, we can put it or not. Est-ce que tu veux aller au cinéma avec moi? If we add the est-ce que at the beginning, it's a little bit formal, okay? And so usually we don't put it. We just say, tu veux aller au cinéma avec moi? For other questions, open questions, we use the question word at the beginning, and then we put the est-ce que, and then the sentence in a normal order. For example, qu'est-ce que tu fais? Pourquoi est-ce qu'il part? It is a very common way to ask a question in French. The only problem is that sometimes the sentence is very, very long. Three, de manière formelle, en inversant le sujet et le verbe. In a formal way, when we have to put the verb before the subject in a sentence. Par exemple, que faites-vous? Quand rentrent-ils? Pourquoi ne sont-ils pas encore là? This way is used only in formal situations or in a written context. We don't talk like that. So let's have a look at the question words. We have que, sometimes Q-U and apostrophe, ou quoi, which is in the formal, informal French, which is what, qui, who, pourquoi, why, quand, when, depuis quand, since when, jusqu'à quand, until when, comment, how, où, where, d'où, from where, combien, how much, how many, and usually we have the de after that and the noun. Like for example, how many books, combien de livres. And then we have two ways. We can have we can add the est-ce que to have a question with the est-ce que. So we have the question word que, for example, and then est-ce que, and then the sentence in a normal order, which means in an affirmative sentence. Or in a more formal way, you can have directly after the question word the verb, the subject, and the following in the sentence if there is one. Here are some examples. Qu'est-ce que tu manges? Qui est-ce que vous voulez inviter? Pourquoi est-ce qu'il ne vient pas? Comment est-ce que c'est arrivé? Où est-ce qu'elle habite? Combien de tomates as-tu acheté? Quand partez-vous? The question word quel. Okay, so first, quel refers to a noun, so it can change according to this noun. It can be masculine, singular or plural, quel, quel, or feminine, singular or plural, quel, quel. Yes, you heard me perfectly. We pronounce it exactly the same way, quel, 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 only in the written context, we see the difference with the S or LE or LES, unless the word after this starts with a vowel, and then we will hear this sound Z between the plural form of the quel and the word. For example, quels amis or quelles heures. We use this question word in two types of questions. The first one will be quel and then the verb to be and the noun. For example, quel est votre nom? What is your name? Quelle est ta nationalité? What is your nationality? Quels sont vos projets? What are your projects? So you hear that we translate usually this word quel in what, in those kind of questions. The other type of question is quel and then the noun, and then we can use this in a question with est-ce que or in a formal question. For example, quel livre est-ce que tu veux acheter? Here it will be which book. À quelle heure, what time, okay, which time it speaks to me. Est-ce que tu arrives? Are you coming? Now let's have a look at the particular case of qui. There are two cases, actually. The premier cas, first case, qui is a subject of a sentence. In this case, the order of the words will be qui, and then the verb, and then the following of the sentence, if there is one. For example, qui est là? Who's here? Qui a appelé? Who called? Deuxième cas, second case, qui est le complément dans la phrase is the complement in the sentence, which means that the order of the words will be either qui, and then est-ce que, and then sujet, subject, and then verb, and then the following of the sentence. For example, qui est-ce que tu as invité à dîner? Who do you invite for dinner? Invited for dinner, sorry. In a formal question, we will have qui, and then the verb, and then the subject, and then the following of the sentence, if there is one. For example, qui voulez-vous contacter? Who do you want to join? Contact, actually. In this second case, we can add a preposition like avec, with, pour, for, à, for, to, before the qui, okay, before the question word qui, not like in English at the end. For example, pour qui est-ce que tu as acheté ces fleurs? Okay, let's practice. On pratique. Here you have questions in a very informal way, and we will convert those questions in questions with est-ce que and formal questions. We will see that in two cases we really don't use it, so I will even not say it, okay? It's written here, but we don't use it. Tu fais quoi? Will be qu'est-ce que tu fais? And que fais-tu? Elle habite où? Will be où est-ce qu'elle habite? And où habite-t-elle? Il est quelle heure? We skip the second part and we go to the third one. Quelle heure est-il? That's the two ways we ask what time it is. Vous partez quand? Quand est-ce que vous partez? Quand partez-vous? Tu y vas avec qui? Avec qui est-ce que tu y vas? And I will skip the third part because avec qui y vas-tu is really never used. Second practice. Here we have words and we have to put them in order to build a question, of course, a grammatically correct question. So the first ones are il au restaurant, est-ce que, nous, invite quand. We have a question word, quand, so we put it in the beginning, quand. And then we have est-ce que among the words, so we put est-ce que straight after that. Quand est-ce que. Then we have the verb, which is invite, and it's in the singular, so it means that the subject is il only and not nous. So we'll put it first the subject and then the verb. Quand est-ce qu'il invite? And of course, the following of the sentence will be au restaurant. Then that's what's left is nous, and here it's us. And in French, we put the us before the verb. So the question will be, quand est-ce qu'il nous invite au restaurant? Second example, vous travaillez, souhaitez où? We have a question word, où, so we put it first. And then we don't have any est que, which means that the sentence is to be a formal one. So we have to find the verb, the conjugated verb. And here it's souhaiter with the EZ at the end. Où souhaitez, then we have the subject, vous, and then the following of the sentence, travailler. Où souhaitez-vous travailler? Third example, que, vous, elle, dit, est-ce que, a. First, we start with a question word, que, and then we have to put est-ce que because we have it among the words. So we'll be together, qu'est-ce que. And then we need a subject. We have vous and elle, but the verb is dit. Actually, it is a dit in the past. So it means that the subject is supposed to be singular. So it will be elle. Qu'est-ce qu'elle? And then the verb a dit. But what's left is vous, which is here to you. Okay, and we have to put it in before in French. So the question will be, qu'est-ce qu'elle vous a dit? Okay, that's it for today. Merci de votre attention et à bientôt pour d'autres cours à la carte.